Hey guys, Mr. Myers here again. I'm going to show you a couple quick things on your calculator before we start the next lesson. We know how to convert fractions and percents and mixed numbers on our calculator. I'm going to show you a couple more things, and you pretty much have every type of scenario you might see when it comes to comparing and whatnot. So the first thing we have the square root of 81. This little house thing means square root. And where do we find that in our calculator? Well, that button is right here. It's with the x squared button. It's in blue. So to get to things in blue, we hit the blue button. So second, we're going to hit that button so we have our little square root come up. Well, we had the square root of 81, so I'm going to put that inside. But notice I have a parentheses here, and I want to put my other parenthesis there so that I close it up. So that means that the only thing inside my house, my square root, is 81. This is very, very important for when we get to a problem like number 3. So I hit enter, and I get 9. So if you're wondering what exactly is a square root, well, it tells me the number that I can multiply times itself to get 81. I know that 9 times 9 gives me 81. So the square root of 81 equals 9, the same way that 9 squared equals 81. So they're opposites. They just give me the opposite thing. I can square a number, or I can square 9 and get 81, or I can square root 81 and get 9. They're opposites. The same way multiplying is the opposite of dividing, adding is the opposite of subtraction. Well, square roots and squares are opposites. So let's look at the second example. This one's going to be not so friendly. This is not one that we would know in our head. So I got to get to the square root symbol. I need the blue button. Second, I'm going to hit this so that I have my square root, put 3 inside, put my parenthesis to close it, enter. Not a pretty number. I don't need every single decimal. I'm trying to compare and order them. I can usually stop after 3 or 4 decimals. So I'm just going to put 1 and 7, 3, 2. Let's stop there. Okay. Next one, we have negative square root of 3 over 2. It looks like a fraction, but we know that we can say negative square root of 3 divided by 2. So let's try that one. I'm going to start first with my negative symbol. Then I'm going to get my square root symbol by hitting the blue button, then this button. I'm going to put 3 inside my house. I need to close it because only 3 is inside of my house. And now I'm going to divide by 2. If I look at this and I compare it to number 3, they look very, very similar. Hit enter. Again, a not very pretty number, but it's okay. I don't need every single number. I'm going to put the 0 in front of the decimal just to make it look nicer. And I'm going to stop at the 4th decimal place. Okay, so that's using square roots in our calculator. The last thing we're going to look at is this little pi symbol. Well, pi is right here with this button, with this little arrow thingy. There's pi right there. It's also blue, so we're going to need the blue button. So for this one, we just have 3 and pi side by side. If you don't see a plus or a minus or a multiply sign or a divide sign, this little riddle thing or this little trick is going to remind us, this little rhyme. Side by side means multiply. So it doesn't matter that I don't see a symbol there. They're side by side, so that means multiply. Side by side means multiply. But I can put this in my calculator anyway without even using a multiply symbol. I'm going to put 3. Got to hit the blue button so I can get my pi. Looks exactly the way that it did before I put the multiply symbol in there. And it is going to multiply it automatically for me anyway. The calculator knows that side by side means multiply. So then I get my final answer I'm not going to put all these numbers again. It's 9.4247. I'm not going to worry about rounding or anything like that, because when we go to the fourth decimal place, we should be able to compare them without having any sort of rounding errors. So that's a quick tutorial on how to do square roots and put pi into your calculator. I hope that's helpful for the next lesson that you're going to do. And go ahead and head to the next one and see how you do. Thank you for your attention. I'll see you guys in class.